Hello there, non-COVID and COVID sufferers out there. What we're going to have a look at today is an absolute beauty that's on the other side of that. So let's go and take a down view on it and we will see where that takes us. So let us begin. I'm not sure if I showed this in my previous post bags, but this arrived here, a very sorry state. Sekonda, the Slava movement had failed, like as usual. It's what happens is the keyless works, it refuses to wind, it'll spin the hands round. Now this did have second hand, which, like, when I took it off with my Presto tool thing, like, it just seemed to disappear. And unusually I found a second hand, like from another watch, in my beard, and I thought I'd try this one out in here, but this is a 1970s EU10 Sekonda. As you can see, it's in exquisite condition and it keeps beautiful time, even though there's no second hand. I mean, it's showing a Sunday, like, today, but, like, I put it on one of these Excalibur rolled gold bracelets. I'm pleased with that because that's a success. I rebuilt that watch. Okay, the stem's probably out a little bit too much, but I can live with that. And look at that, it's absolutely huge. There you go. So it's not all been success and wonders. One of my favourite Slavas, this one here, secondhand, was like, it was like, as it was going around, it was contacting the crystal, and then it was at such a weird angle, and it basically, what it must have done, it must have worn the main hands in such a fashion that now they slip, which is a real shame because these Slava automatics are known to be quite unreliable, but this one's been absolutely spot on. And of course this is the Okian dial, which is very unusual, and I'm really quite disappointed with that. So I'm going to have to ascertain and get some new hands, and I'm just hoping it's not the pinions themselves or the shafts that are actually worn, and it's just the hands that are worn. So I mean, I'm not going to give up on that. I have found a gold version of this, like on a very nice gold bracelet, and instead where it's silver, it's actually gold picked out, and it has green looms and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, if I can get that for the right price, then I may end up selling this one on, or repairing it down the line if I can get the hands for it. Here comes another one. How about this? Very old Spendid. Now, what's wrong with this? If you look at the lugs, they're a little bit bent. And I'm too frightened because it's only pot or base metal. But this is beautiful. It really is. I've got to put a bad bracelet. I just put it on there so it's easier to move it around. But this is very old. This is nearly as old as my 1947 Avia, and it keeps extremely good time. So maybe down the line I might find a better case for this. I've started work polishing this old beauty. I love this. I've actually got another one of these on the way, and this one has got a slightly different dial, and which has like the mint green loom dots that are seen on more expensive pole jots. Pole jots do seem to like the mint green loom, and I think it's lovely on a black or a dark dial. But this on the boilerplate has been brilliant. Now then, there's two that I've featured before. I demagnetised this faceted glass Luch 1983 Luch. As you can see, I've started getting the case up into a beautiful finish. I'm going to be, I have got to change the clasp around because the clasp is on the wrong way. You know, which is a bit silly, isn't it? Like, you know, because the clasp, see, when you put a bracelet on, the clasp should be there so that you can go bosh, pull it off, there you go. But it's there, which is, it's a bit silly, isn't it? Like, you know, but that is a really nice old Soviet watch. I love that. That's a keeper, that thing, and I'm slowly getting it into new condition. I'm going to find my green soaps, give this part of the bracelet a polish, and the same with this. I want to get this, and in fact I have decided that somewhere down the line I'm going to get myself some nice 1.5 or 2mm steel plate, and stainless steel plate rather, and I am going to copy and replicate this watch the best I can. As you can see, look, like, the tang is there, so that when you put it on, it's one of those little foibles that doesn't seem to make sense to some people, but it does work. See, like, I want to take that off, I run my thumb down there, bosh, off it comes. Now, here comes something I'm very pleased with. I demagnetised this one yesterday. Now, what it's got a problem of is I think it's got a snapped second-hand pinion, because the second hand really struggles. It seems to slip, it goes backwards and stuff like that. But since demagnetising it and, like, you know, giving it a good wind, let it wind itself out, a good wind, it has really responded. Now, I don't know if you can see the detailing on that, but that is actually an embossed Moscow Olympics 1980 logo there. Now, these were the upper class ones. Some of them were printed, some of them pad printed, like, you know, and stuff, but this is one of the few that are actually, like, you know, it's actually embossed onto the thing. As you can see, as Vostoks go, you know, it's huge, and look at that, you know, shielded like lugs. I mean, you know, this is going to be my, you know, prize piece, and I love it. But unfortunately, you know, it's not the hardest thing in the world to change a second-hand pinion, because there's like a little elbow on the other side of the second hand that keeps it pressed up against the gear wheel, and what it does is it just keeps the pressure on it, so it's engaged with the pinion. Like, but when the second hand came out, like, you know, see, look, can you see there? It just hesitated. There you go, it's hesitating there. Like, there was like it was about 2 or 3 millimeters of, like, you know, like spike sticking out of the second hand, like, and that says to me that it's a snapped shaft. But I've got absolutely tons of scrapple movements that I can pinch one off, slap it in there, slap the second hand on, button this one up, and this one will be a wearer, and I will be wearing this often, because I mean, it really has so much presence, and it's almost like a brand new watch. And you think that's 1979 that was made. You know, that's like, what's it, that's 41 years old, and it does keep extremely good time. And it's unusual for a Vostok having these, like, what you call, I don't know what you call, pocket watch hands or clock hands or something. So there you go, that's what I've been up to, right, and we will go to the up view for a further chat. As you can see, I love these boilerplate bracelets. Like, a solid, super solid link. It's just so urban and industrial. It really is, you know. They're great. They do look. They're kind of like, you know, rally bracelets, but Soviet style. So, I'm talking about bracelets. I had a little bit of a surprise. After doing some digging around and everything, I did say that these bracelets, that I fitted one of these to a Sekonda and one of these to this pole jot alarm. Oh, it's upside down. Right. These are Tag Heuer 1970s bracelets. These are rally bracelets from Tag Heuer, and I can't believe it. Like, this is, you know, Tag Heuer is a little bit up market from that. So I had a bit of a muchness like going on with it all. Bank card burnt out finally, like, you know, causing me huge embarrassment in Iceland. I, you know, had this like stuff for Shana's birthday yesterday, and like bank card just died. It just, I mean, put it in back into the machine. Like, it gave me the balance. When I tried to get the money out, it was like, no, you ain't having it, like, you know, and it just refused every step of the way. You know, so I've got a new card on incoming, and hopefully, like, it'll be, I know, I mean, I'll just have to get her something belated. I mean, she wanted some Welsh, so I do a Welsh rarebit she absolutely loves. So I will grab some Welsh rarebit for her, like, you know, put it on nice thick, crusty, like toasted bread. You know, a bit of onion in it, a nice proper mustard, a good ale, like, you know, give it some bite, like my mum's stuff, like, you know, real, you know, like, you know, you could, I mean, it really, like, you know, it should, a Welsh rarebit shouldn't be just posh cheese on toast. It should be a very rustic and very potent topping for bread, made from cheese and flour. You make a roux, and then you blend your cheeses into it, and you blend your beer into it, and it expands, it has a thick taste. And then I mean, I like using red Leicester with that's it, you know. So then I mean, my mum used to put a bit of cream in as well, right, you know, just to give it a bit of, like, you know, a bit of you know, a bit of bite. You know, her mother was like chief cook at Buckingham Palace, like, you know, during the war. So, like, yeah, I think she knows a bit. She knew a bit about cooking, and it's come through to me. I mean, I'm a good cook, celebrated cook. My girls are celebrated cooks, so, you know, it's in the blood. I've been working on these quartz. I was cleaning them up yesterday. Decide what I'm going to do with them, and you know, I want to keep that blue and red dial one working. I've just taken the spring bar out of this one. This is, as you can see, that's a proper Slava fitted bracelet, and I cleaned up the Pepsi, and that's what it should look like. It looks completely brand new till you look at the back where I've taken all the bits out. You know, but it's like, you know, these are modular. You can rebuild them, and I've got one coming on a proper Slava, the other bracelet coming, and that will be, you know, if it's got all the good works in it, I'll get one of them working, and maybe get two of them working, like, you know, and then I will have another set of Slava quartz for the collection. I still can't get out of that. 1983, bloody hell! I remember 1983. It was a fun year. It was the year that Bromley Social Services refused to allow my telly programme, by Channel 4, to be released until 1984, because then I would have been 16 and 3 months. And Bromley Social Services were absolutely adamant that they weren't going to let. And the bastards, they stole the fee from Channel 4 that I was given, 600 quid I was given by Channel 4 for, like, making myself a little prat. And Bromley Council bloody stole it. Yeah, and I've never forgiven them for that. You know, I mean, the social services departments, like, you know, if they all got blown up all over Britain and all over the world, I would not shed a tear. I cannot stand social workers. I really can't. There are some good ones out there, but most of them subscribe to this pseudo anti-male, anti-family, you know, like take the, like Hitler's like Lebensraum, right, where they, you know, let's take the children away from the poor people, give them to deserving rich bastards, like, you know, that goes on. It's called common purpose nowadays, but it does go on, you know, where social workers are stealing children from families to give to rich bastards, and I think that's disgusting. There's no other reason for them other than the fact that they live on a council estate or something like that. I think that's utterly disgusting. And of course, child protection has become such a big scam. An adopted, say you get a bright and bushy-eyed, bushy-tailed, blonde, blue-eyed boy. That's worth 50 grand through the adoption markets and through like the clawbacks by social services and everything else, like the enormous, like, you know, £500 a week per child given to foster carers and stuff like that, who sit there, and what they do is they buy all their they buy a load of clothes in new, right? They give the receipts to social services, but they say, can we have them back? Right, yeah, which social services do, because they're all in on it anyway. They take it all back, right? So they've got the money from social services, they've got their money back, so they've doubled, you know, they've doubled it up. And then they go down the charity shop and just buy loads of tat from like the charity shop and dress them in that. And then they have the cheek to take, you know, the receipts from that to social services and get their money back on that as well. I mean, the people that got my grandson, like, they got Dorset County Council, like, to pay 25 grand to put them in a new kitchen every 3 years. And we're not talking about, like, you know, down like Sydney's for the cheapest sort of £198 a kitchen. We are talking, like, you know, like those upper crust sort of, like, you know, what's it, 5 grand a unit, like, you know, with islands and 2 cookers and built-in, like, you know, what's it, well, I can't remember, it starts with an S brand, like, you know, it sounds really weird, like, you know, really, like, you know, like, their cooker, like, you know, cost something like £7,000 or something, like, you know. It wasn't an Argo or anything, it was just a very, very, expensive brand that these rich bastards do. Dorset County Council, yeah, don't worry, like, you know. I mean, they had 10 children on the go and they were getting 500 quid per child, plus all that clothing, like I said about, like, how they go and buy them from John Lewis, the most expensive items, and take it all back, sort of thing. You know, and then they just go down the local charity shops and jumble sales and just buy the cheapest they could buy, you know, and it's still playing that, you know. I mean, that house that over in Šatsoi'š, or, you know, the council paid for it, you know, £500,000 house. I mean, how disgusting is that? I mean, don't get me started on that anyway, like, you know, it's going to be the scandal that, you know, one day will come out and people will be screaming at the rest of the world, just saying, why didn't we do something? Well, some of us were trying to do something, unfortunately, because, like, the MPs, the police, everybody else, they're all in on it. You know, like, the social services manager, he bungs a few quid to the police ball, like, you know, to make sure that the police keep all these, like, angry parents away. You know, like, they bung a bit towards the solicitors, like, you know, when they're down the lodge, like, you know, to say, look, throw it our way, you know, lose the case for these people, like, and, you know, and of course they do it, because then this is where common purpose comes in as well. You know, it comes in and it, like, you know, these people think, oh, those poor chavvy type people don't deserve their child, but that rich solicitor and his wife, you know, who are 70, like, you know, like they wouldn't be able to have a child any other way, but they deserve to have their child. And I think, you know, these rich people's rights are more like, you know, important than poor people's rights. And this is where it comes in with these Black Lives Matter, you know. People got to remember that, yeah, white lives matter as well, you know. Like, black lives should not be any higher than any white person's lives, and no white person's life should be above anybody but black person's life. It's, you know, but it's like we've seen, like in America, like bloke's washing his car. He's never done a thing wrong to anybody in his life, like, you know. Black bloke walks past him, like, you know, looks round, pulls his gun out, bang, shoots him in the back. Bloke's dead. Like, you know, he hasn't been arrested. He hasn't been captured. And this is going a lot in America, and we've seen this in Reading. Like, you know, it wasn't terror related. It was all about these idiots think, oh yeah, I'm off colour. I've got different coloured skin. That means I can do what I like now. I can kill people, rape people, I can rob people, because you can't pick on me because I've got black or brown skin. And this is what caused a lot of problems in the 70s. You know, where these black groups were going around claiming that they were better than everybody else, and this racism that was going on from the black groups was horrendous, but you weren't allowed to say nothing about it. It was just disgusting. So of course this rolled up the white people, the National Front and all that. They got all charged up and they was fighting, you know, the Simba projects and stuff like that, and it was all done because people seem to lack sense, and like these like weird, like, you know, like kind of lefty sort of like upper class groups that go around like excusing anybody and everybody if they've got, you know, like, you know, a bit of colour in their skin or something like that. They cause a lot of problems, and it's strange because it's those sort of people that, you know, went on to found the radical school of feminism, Dame Butler Sloss, Cherry Booth, and all the rest of them, like, you know, which became the principal women in New Labour. And these were the radical. Margaret Hodge, I think she's a scumbag. Like, you know, the world would be a sweeter place when that old hag goes. You know, she helped 33 of Britain's top paedophiles escape. She tipped them off because the police said the only people that knew that they were going to raid and capture these 33 known paedophiles, was Margaret Hodge. Whether or not she said something to somebody when she was told not to, or she directly did, but 33 of Britain's most wanted paedophiles were allowed to escape thanks to Margaret Hodge. Where'd you see that in the newspapers? All you see about is saying about, oh, I'm Jewish, I'm better than you, I'm going to spit on you because you're not Jewish. And I think she's a disgusting creature, and she really, you know, she is part of the thing that, you know, we're stealing children from poor people to give them to rich people. She's part of common purpose. She's part of this like radical school of feminism and stuff. You know, she hates men. I mean, her husband is like one of Britain's most formidable Freemasons, and he's just crooked, so crooked. He has to screw his shoes on every day. You know, and she's just as bent. And it's these like, you know, these people that are ruining Britain. And Boris Johnson's part of that. Like, you know, he's the same sort of idiot, like, you know, that's following Thatcher's ideology and all that. You know, just as much as treason as anyone. You know, they don't give a fuck about us people as long as we vote for them. That's all they care about, and as long as we pay our taxes and we put our neck in the noose when we get arrested for the, like, you know, to fulfil a police quota set by the Tories. You know, I mean, I was explaining to somebody yesterday about it. You know, I said, like, this is what the police quotas do. Is that if these policemen want to keep their jobs or get promoted, if they haven't found somebody, they have to find a way of making something stick. And I think that's disgusting as well, because that's not justice. That's not law and order or crime and punishment. That is just bloody like making sure that you'll keep set targets by a bunch of idiots who've taken on this American model. That doesn't work, and it's shown in America. It doesn't work. Like, law and order has broken down in America, and it's breaking down in Britain because it doesn't work. You cannot profitise police. It's as simple as that. It is a public asset. It's a necessary asset, and it's something we need. Like, we need police for the job of actually crime prevention, crime resolution, and crime, like catching the, thief taking. You hear of all these cases where these people have been lured in by old Bill, set them up, and of course they go out their door, and they're bundled down by all the armed old Bill and that, and but it's all lost in paperwork, he was actually drawn in by, these weird undercover officers who went around nicking babies, dead babies' names to operate under. I've been trying to find out if my brother Andrew's name's been used in that, because I'll tell you what, there will be hell have no fury if they have, because I think that's disgusting. Is like using a real name so difficult, and using a made-up name so difficult. Just like get a lottery ball and put surnames and it's in, and just make up some names. You don't need to go around and causing mothers misery on their dead children. They don't care, and that's what it's all about. Is they don't care. They're on their 70 grand a year jobs and stuff like that. They look down on you, they spit on you. The MPs, they look down on you, they spit on you. The businessmen, the banks, the big corporations, even the shops now, spit on you because of this COVID thing. Because they've learnt a bit of power. They can shout at you, they can boss you around, they can throw you out and ban you because of COVID. And what do we have now? And this is disgusting. You will have to produce your ID and pre-register to go to a pub. And the government has refused to assure people that they will not use your data and your ID maliciously or sell it off to third parties. How about that? Adolf Hitler is probably up down in hell, he's going, yeah, that's a good one. I never thought of that. Talk about getting the Turkish vote at Christmas. You've got to take your ID, photo ID, and register it online and down the pub before you can even set foot in the pub. And straight away, the government is looking at, turning this into profit, turning it into bunts for themselves. Register to go to the pub. Even Americans don't have that. That's utter ridiculous. And so that they can take your details for their app. That doesn't work. You just couldn't make it up, Well, I can tell you this, I would really, really like a nice pint of beer right now, especially as it's very warm at the moment. But I tell you this, I'll be dead and buried before I fucking hand over my ID to a bunch of people who are just going to sell it off to the Israelis and the American corporations and stuff like that. So they will not get my money, they will not get my ID, because I believe that you don't need to prove who you are. IDing is a tool of despot states, said Winston Churchill. He said, using ID and identity papers and all these permissions to travel and stuff like that, he said, were tools of the Nazis and of the Soviet oppressors. And that's why he abolished the identity cards, he abolished the National Identity Register, and he outlawed the very need to prove who you are. And I'm sorry, but I'm fully on side of Winston Churchill on that one. This is my country. I don't have to prove who I am just to exist. and they can go and sod themselves. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've got, you know, I've had a bit of a catch up with you all. You know, as you can hear, I'm doing a bit of the knows how the world ends. So hopefully I do have some good stuff coming over. I've got another Slava quartz. I've got that pole jock coming. I've got something called a QQ Sequentia, which is a very nice quartz watch. I've got another big beast. It's basically it's that case, but it's got a rounder crystal, Sekonda, and it needs a new crystal, but it's in immaculate condition otherwise, in the steel, and it's got a very similar like bracelet to that. So I've got projects to do. I'm working on a watchmaking course. It's like an online course thing, like, well, it's not online, I've downloaded it, like, you know, but it takes me through, you know, the steps of taking a watch movement apart properly, cleaning it, checking to see if the wear is too excessive, using tools like, you know, like calipers and stuff like that, and then layer by layer rebuilding it so that it works first time. I mean, you don't need to like set it up on a time graph. Usually, you know, if it was already on a good, like, you know, setting beforehand, you might have to. You know, I'm really looking forward to that, because I've got about 12 watches that need servicing, and at £200 a go, I am not paying £200 a go for, like, you know. It's not happening this lifetime or the next. Like, I mean, I have can't afford that. And there's something else that's a bit weird. DWP have sent me 2 letters which are quite ominous, saying, because of a change in your circumstances, we are not taking back the overpayment off of you anymore. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's quite frightening, because, you know, I don't have that, I don't eat, like Shana don't eat, and, you know, it's the end. You know, I'll probably just end up choking myself off a cliff or something, you know, make the end quick and, you know, whatever. You know, and that's something they'll never be able to take away from me. They might be able to section me up and that, but if I decide that I'm going to do it, and I do think about it a lot, you know, I'm mentally ill. They won't be able to stop me. If I do it, I'll do it. Right. I'll see you in the next one. You know, it's a lovely warm day today. Get some sun on your bones. Get plenty of vitamin E and vitamin D, like, you know, from the sunshine. It's I mean, vitamin D is good for your body, and vitamin E is good for making something go, like, you know. And it also helps the other side, like, you know, it helps, like, you know, compress it, like, you know. That's a bit adult talk, like, you know. If you don't get what I'm saying, good. No jokes or anything else. I'll see you in the next one. Stay alive, stay lucky.